why we're having issues with whether or not one parent over the other should be the rightful. I'm looking at all these cameras in front of me, but I still a child, and whether or not the situations that go on between parents should ever belabor the situation or the growing up or rearing of a child. Sitting here with me tonight, as you all know, are Joy Leah.
Hey.
Dap Paxton.
What's up? What's up?
And the doctor is in. Hello, Autumn Monroe.
How y'all doing?
We're just going to jump right into the conversation tonight. So, basically, just throwing a question out there, just going around the table. So, feel free to jump in. You know I'm coming your way first, right? But single parenting is something that we, in our community, we deal with quite often. And I see some strong mothers out there, but there are also some strong fathers. Fathers who take on the role of just stepping up to the plate and being the man they should be, or they're not given the credit at the time. We hear more about deadbeat dads. We hear more about what the man is not doing in a relationship. And many times it's not in the relationship with the child. We're talking more or less about the relationship with the baby mama or the mother that was. So rather than continually beat him over the head for a situation or relationship instead, let's look at some strong women on our panel and see how they handle single parenting. So we're going to come this way first just because you're grinning so hard. Joy Leah, first of all, give us a little background on yourself and the beautiful relationship you have with
my daughters?
Your daughters.
Well, my daughters, their name is Savannah and Bella, and they're just lovely. I love them to death. And actually, parenting them is very easy. It's not that hard. They're just special and great kids. I got lucky. Especially with Savannah.
I hope she's listening. But more so now the co-parenting thing, I commend you because I've seen you from the outside looking in, and you handle that extremely well.
Well, with the co-parenting thing, I mean, I've watched my mother and father do it, and my mother and stepfather do it. Like, my mother's been married a couple times, so, you know, that just is what it is. But besides that, with the fathers of my kids, they happen to be great men. So I don't have no problems with them when it comes to parenting. They are on time most of the time. They do what I say most of the time. And we just really get along very well. I don't know if it's because we think about the kids mostly. Right. I mean, but when it comes to co-parenting, we have to always just put aside whatever it is that we have a problem with and deal with the child. And I always try to remind them. And when I go there, they always try to remind me it's all about the kids.
Yeah,
so.
I've seen you from a distance in that situation, and like I said, I applaud you because you always place the kids as priority number one, and you always make a fact of saying, you know, what needs to be done for the children first. So, I mean, we have to applaud the strength of a relationship where you realize that it may not have worked between the two parents, but the seed that grew from that relationship still has a meaning and a life and still needs to be nurtured on both sides.
And what I like to always tell them is they probably weren't the best man for me, but they were great fathers for my kids.
See,
and that is like the realest thing that I could take out the whole relationship.
Beautiful, beautiful. You know I'm bouncing back over here to the doctor because she's grinning so hard. And I just want to see, before we get too deep, I want to see her take on this situation and how it's handled on the other end of the spectrum.
What was the question again?
Oh, see how the doctor is not.
I'm in production mode. I'm in production mode.
She's over here. She's streaming on Facebook, Instagram, and anything else, and keeping us all alert. So everybody's awake except Doctor.
I'm sorry.
So,
what was the question?
Single parenting. Your take on it, and why it works in our community, or why it fails in our community.
Unfortunately, historically speaking, we were forced
Right.
to be single parents. Our communities were ripped apart in slavery as a way to destroy us as a people. You know, from the time of slavery where they would um, demean the male figure, whip him, beat him, make him feel helpless, sell off the women, sell off the children, sell off the husband, you know, to break our family apart. So we, especially as women, have always had to be extremely, extremely strong. You know, I was a single mom. I got married in high school. By the time I moved to Georgia, by the time I turned 25, of course, I was divorced. But I raised my daughter. She got accepted in at Johnson & Wales when she was 16. She's a baking and pastry chef now at Cakes by Margie on Instagram. Yes, I have to shout my child. I'm a mom. I am a mom. That's what moms do. You know, but her dad, you know, I sent her to live with her dad for a while because young women need a man in their life. So they can know what to look for in a man and what not to. I would have preferred for us to be together and raise her together, but she's a wonderful person, you know, and I know some single dads who are out there that's just doing it. You most of the time when you think of a single parent, you think of a mother raising the children, but there are men who are out there, you know, braiding hair and putting the ponytails on, and the struggle is real for them. But there are men out there that are doing it as well. So big up to my brothers out there raising them kids, especially little girls, on your own. I appreciate you.
He just waiting to chime in.
Come on, break it to me. I'm gonna have to interrupt somebody.
I'm trying to think if we can do anything other than.
Oh man,
but go ahead, Dad. I'm listening to you.
You know what, man? Listen, this is an exciting topic for me. I'm gonna tell y'all because I'm super tired. I just got off the road from Memphis visiting my grandmother in the hospital. So when she's doing good, better. So keep your prayers up. I appreciate y'all. But man, listen, I'm a black father. I'm a father. And I was a single father for a long time. Okay. And, you know, in all intents and purposes, I'm still kind of a single father, you know, because I was divorced. And now I'm remarried. But we've created this beautiful just kind of family, a unit, right? Where we've all been able to come together as a team for our son. And I have to say our because we're all taking part in raising him. And it's like the dopest thing ever, right? I want to say something else, but we got kids in the room. So, and I'll give you an example. So today was the first day of school for my son. Like he just started a brand new school. He's in 6th grade, middle school. Wow. You know what I mean? Yeah, doing it big, right? Yo, we all came up there today. All of us. I'm talking about me, my wife, my ex-wife, and my mom representing with my son. Like, just to let them know, don't be, because y'all know what we talked about last week. You know what I'm saying? We rolling deep. You know, but just to support him because I just want him to always know that he has this.
Support system.
He has that support system, and he sees me up in there, you know, and so, and it really, I feel like it takes all of us, but it really takes the men to set, you know, the expectations for everybody else involved in this type of relationship, right? Absolutely. So, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult because you might be dealing with a knucklehead woman, and there's a lot of knucklehead women out there, you know, let's be real. And so it might not be as easy. But if we, I don't know, there has to be ways. But my other thing is this, man, I'm here to change the narrative, right? So we talk a lot about things that's happened in the past, which we have to know our past so we don't repeat it. I'm all for that. But we can't linger there, right? So we have to change our narrative as black men and as black people in general. So what I like to talk about now is just about what we're doing moving forward as black fathers here, right now, and what we want it to look like in the future. So we keep talking about in the past and how we all broke and you know what I'm saying? But what we going to do moving forward? You're going to be there for your kids. And I believe that's what's happening now, and that's what it's going to be from here on out.
Good man. I was gonna. You kind of answered my next question because I had one for you.
Oh, okay.
And it was what is our role, our position in this? Because in this new nuclear family, it sounds like you're steering it. Whether I don't know whether it's steering from behind, it's leading from the front, but you have a pack of 3 women.
Man,
that you know,
man, it's not easy. Having a blended family is not easy at all.
But it's all done for the child.
It's all done, and as long as you have that child in the forefront, like that's all that matters. You will make whatever concessions you need to make. You will keep your mouth shut when you
bite
keep
your tongue.
Bite your tongue. That's old school. Yeah, I gotta start using that. So
I keep referring to my age in this show.
No, well, hit dog. Hit dog. You gonna say some more old school? What you got on it?
See how you trick me?
No, I mean we gotta set the standard. You know what I'm saying? We have to set the pace as the men, because whether women want to admit to it or not, I know y'all some strong black independent women out there, and I love you, but you know the brothers really do set the pace.
Absolutely.
And women look to us. Women look to us to do that, whether they want to admit to it or not.
Right.
Because if a man says this is not the way it's going down,
it's not gonna
go down like that.
Right.
That's
women are just looking for that firm man, that leadership, no matter where.
No matter what it is,
they just want you to stand up.
And it don't have to be a chauvinistic type of thing, you know. But it's just
So that's a perfect segue, because when we come back, we are going to be joined by Laverio Jones, who actually runs an organization. Everybody knows him as I Know DJ Love on Facebook, but he runs an organization called Cool Dads Rock. So we're going to find out more about single dads and how cool dads here in the Atlanta area rock. So stay woke.
Stay woke.
Stay woke.
I can't hear. Was that on?
These are them outtakes.
I keep saying Jones. I don't know.
Well, we have like
somebody with Jones is talking about. And look, he was.
I know,
Back
right?
up. Look,
That's how you got us.
I know, right?
It's like, okay, yeah, this guy. Wine. You said like every show would get less and less. You know, it's like less and less.
Last week it was just candy.
Right?
I'm like, you can't bring
This
no
week,
water.
all we got is a fan. Next week the lights gonna be out. You like take your shoes off.
I know, right?
He's gonna play like 3 songs.
Sean, next week you better bring something. Cause each week you get less and less.
Like each week is less and less. It's like that's how you got it. Like first week we had wine and like
I was celebrating.
Okay, well you need to celebrate every week.
like this week, like it's 4 weeks in. This
I'm
week,
like,
all we got is
I'm looking
fan.
around like, did y'all bring something?
No.
What's in that bag? You got
We
some mints? You got some mints or something?
No, I wish I left the candy in it from last
You got
week.
some gum?
I would have threw that back.
Yeah, y'all got greedy.
You know that candy didn't make it home last week.
Y'all got greedy.
Talking about I'm taking it to Savannah.
I did.
Savannah called me talking
I
about
took
what
all
candy.
I took all the Reese's.
You took all the Reese's and the Kit Kats.
Yeah, and the Kit
She
Kats.
took all the Almond Joy.
Look.
Right, I didn't even get none. I didn't even get no Kit Kats. She took all the Kit Kats.
Well, I want
You
y'all
would have had
y'all-
some this
y'all
week. You would have
take
had some
my
Kit
questions.
Kats if it wasn't for her.
Asking about the organization, what they're doing. They're doing a derby this weekend, go-kart derby, races.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I should have asked for a
What's
shot
up,
of
man?
that Ciroc.
Oh,
That
man.
Ciroc was gone when I was
Okay.
watching. I was watching from over there. They had those dances in here. They was
Oh, it was
awesome.
this. It should
It's all
have
good.
I'm gonna get at you after we leave here. It's okay. So what it is, IBNXradio.com, and then you go to Atlanta NX.
What we doing? What
And
we
if-
talking about?
Yeah, because
Y'all
I thought
can
it
ask
was.
questions
I thought we
of
had like a
Mr.
conscious
Barnes.
party link, but we don't. So it's at home. It's
Let me get
Atlanta
up and take your
NX.
shirt.
Okay.
And I'll
I know. It's
Yeah,
the first week is hot in here.
It's all right in here.
okay, cool. Cool. We talk about Black fathers tonight, so if you can listen in, man, and maybe ask a question.
Hey, Frit Frit.
That'd be cool. All right, man. Peace. My marketing team right there.
Hey, Sorby.
If you want to listen to my phone, I just sent you that number too.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Gigi.
Yeah,
Hey, Cousin Robert.
Because people getting knocked off at home too.
I don't know how to respond and when I'm Facebooking live. Don't ask me to try to do stuff. I can't do all that. Just saying. I don't.
She was sick. I don't.
I'm
So
bringing my
just
lights
leaving it
next
right
week.
there. You doing what?
I'm bringing my lights next week.
The
Because
lights.
that's autumn. This is Demetrius.
Oh, so you streaming on both?
Both.
So that's odd.
I ain't playing.
She got split personalities.
Are you? No,
That's
this-
Demetrius.
That's-
That's
I-
Sasha Fierce.
We did.
That's Sasha Fierce. That's Demetrius. Told you she got split personalities.
I do.
I'm so tired,
I
man.
don't think you listening.
That was just the first song. Man.
Yeah.
I know, right?
He playing something for y'all. From me.
It's for the
Oh, okay. Appreciate that. We need to get some brothers. We need to get some Isaac Hayes or some.
That's too old.
Some Uncle Luke or something for the fathers.
Yeah. So you doing it again?
Shout out to Angie Stone.
Oh yeah, because you were right there with her. Like,
I was with her.
Shout out to Dap Paxton.
I'm bringing my lights. It's too dark
Why?
in
Is
here.
that inappropriate?
why?
No.
I'm just.
I mean, while we at it,
Well,
Go ahead.
Big ass rock. Look, he done made it all the way
Right. High five. Thank you for that.
Look, she just.
I'm just saying. I gotta do what I gotta do.
No, we've been doing this now for just over a month. It hasn't been long,
doesn't
but
seem like it.
we put. Oh,
No, me,
Hey,
it
what's
doesn't
up,
seem
Joey?
like it's new. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
No,
Did you
Don't
see my
seem
video I
like it.
posted on
no.
Yes.
No,
I
it's very
reshared
fluid.
And
it.
these are,
But I reshared
all-
everything you post. I just
all
reshared.
friends
It's
of
easy
mine.
to just do it like that because
Okay.
I didn't get to post on
No, I'm talking about the one with Brandy, the guy, and they were singing.
something that not
You,
everybody
I haven't
would
been
agree.
on Facebook.
Or
You
if
sent
they
me
did
something.
agree, they agreed from a very different standpoint.
Was it Facebook?
It's on my page. I tagged you
The,
in it.
um,
I don't know.
Brandy and Monica song.
I don't know. It was just Brandy, some guy, and her.
Understanding about, but we
Singing.
don't,
Okay, I gotta
we
go
don't even
for
try
it.
to control the narrative. Right, because when you look at statistics, there we are disproportionately represented when it comes to situations of welfare, single mothers, single fathers. Those figures aren't true at all. When you go to areas like West Virginia, we aren't there, but that state is nothing but welfare. So who's on welfare?
Yeah.
Oh man, you already know.
Right, but we don't hear about that. You know, when you hear about welfare, you see
It's
the
a
lines
majority
of
of
us.
other people on.
Right. We account for less than
Like,
15%
yeah.
of welfare that goes out in America.
But
But
they
yeah.
make it seem like we 85%.
Right.
So, yeah.
Just like when people tell me
Perception
anything
is
about black
reality.
on
So
black
if that's what they show.
Yeah. So we have to just control the narrative now. So that's what it is.
That's all it is.
To help-
Yeah, so you
help
need to
change
watch
the
my
story.
Roland S. Martin video I recorded on Saturday.
Roland Martin.
Look,
Oh, he bought
He
it.
just jumping around back there. We'll come back and this after this one. Okay. I don't know. I'm waiting on you now. So.
Oh no, you know, she had requested. We're kind
Yeah.
of hand in hand with you.
I appreciate that. Good looking
So
out.
when we come back, I need to give her a shout out.
Cool day.
Young and stuff. Look, going on with the music and stuff.
Right,
About 1 minute and stuff.
1 minute.
right.
Look at this guy. Can we get Angie on the show?
I know, right? Can we get?
I will ask her.
Look,
I
I
saw
will
you
ask
with
her.
Angie.
I
I
will
said, look at Angie.
can we get Angie in here?
Till I
Say
love
it.
her feet.
Can we get Angie on the show?
Angie who?
Angela Stone.
Angie Stone. No, I was gonna
Now,
start
who's
naming
the
them.
original Angie Stone?
Tell
What
her-
her name is?
No. Wait a minute. What was the rap group? I know it because she was the original female rapper.
Say it again. Say it
She
again.
was the original
You
female
should've
rapper.
Say it
She
again.
had the
Say it
first
again.
song.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh Lord! And if you didn't ask me, I would have sang it. Look,
Tell her she come on the show.
tell her she come on the show. I'm gonna perform. for her.
Angie B.
Angie B.
Sequence gon' funk
Angie
you
B.
right on up. Gon' funk you right on up. Oh, I need them to play that.
You, right on. Yeah, they're gonna have to play that.
They are gonna have to play that.
Play
Tell her I'll
Right.
rub her feet if she comes to the
What
show.
you say? What you say?
If you come to the show, Angie, I'll rub your feet. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch a couple of YouTube videos and make sure I'm
We're gonna
talking.
do our social media.
He said, "I rub your feet."
All right,
I'll rub your
everyone, I
feet.
just want to thank you for hanging in there with us, and I really want to thank Angie Stone for putting that song together and applauding the strong Black brothers that are out there. So, first of all, before we get to our guest this evening, and I want to apologize because I said the wrong name, but I changed his name for him. But before we get to our guest this evening, I do want everyone that's listening to remember to follow us on our social media. If you didn't make it out to our Conscious Party industry party just last week, then you missed a show because this group of people put on. Put on. I cannot lie to you. So starting off with the diva with the mic, just give us your social media, just one of the many tags, and we're gonna move on.
It's just at Joy Leah on Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, Dabs World on Instagram. I'm sorry, I was just mesmerized by Joy's shoes. She always have like the dopest flip flops. I ain't seen them.
That's lazy.
Those shoes
She
are
all under the
amazing right
table.
now. They like bedazzled.
Hold your foot up, Joy. So
Hold
people
your
can see.
foot up, Joy.
They are
Can
amazing.
everybody see? See now y'all
them
need to
joints.
follow her on. See,
Oh, but that's
look at the
foot.
engineer. You're like, are y'all serious? Y'all talking about her feet?
They
No,
are
my
but-
flip flops.
So
We will be
I got-
live on YouTube as well. So if you missed her shoes, please tune in.
That's
your
what on
social media.
Instagram and Dad Paxton on Facebook. Sorry guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
This your girl Autumn Monroe. It's Miss Autumn Monroe on Facebook and shut up Instagram. That's MISSAUTUMNMONROE. And it's Autumn Monroe on Twitter. Holla at your girl.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And Sean C. Robinson. That's SEAN. Don't spell my name wrong. C. Robinson. So anyway, the C stands for conscious. But anyway, and you can follow all of us at one time by just going to For Conscious Party on Twitter. Okay, so anything that's on that is going to be fed over to Instagram. We have a YouTube page going live, so you can watch us act silly in the studio. And speaking of watching us acting silly in the studio, we have a guest tonight, and hopefully he is not afraid of us at this point.
Not at all. Not at all.
So joining us tonight is Laverio, and I changed his name last time before we got off the air, and it's Barnes.
Barnes.
Laverio Barnes, and many of you follow him on Facebook as I Know DJ
LB.
LB.
You said love.
That's why I said love.
That's why I said love.
Okay,
But
I
that
know
will correct
DJ
you
LB.
because if that's how you feel when you read it, I'm all right with
That's
it.
DJ Love right there.
Oh, that's what I was saying.
Right, see, that's what she said. But
Everybody's just loud and wrong. Everybody.
you would think we've been drinking, but
They're sober up in here.
but actually we want to start off just by having you introduce yourself. Now I've been following you on Facebook for a few years now because your posts are always inspiring. You always have something to say that's positive to everyone. But the reason I really started following your posts is because of the drive to school in the morning. If I don't join that drive to school in the morning, my day is not right. And what I mean by that is LV started recording because he sings in the front seat and his son is in the back seat. And for the first few times, his son would just look at him like he's crazy. But eventually he started joining in, and now the two of them on the way to school every day, it's a trip worth joining. So if you don't follow already, you're going to need to start following and jump in the back seat and over the seat and into the radio and enjoy what's going on between this man and Cool Dance Rock and his son. So just give us a little more about yourself, the organization, and your son who happens to be here with you tonight.
Sure, man. As you said, my name is Laverio Barnes, but everybody calls me LV.
DJ Love.
That's where LV came from because people couldn't really pronounce Laverio as I was growing up. Just like, I can't say that. I'm just going to call you LV. And so from the 6th grade on, I've been known as LV. But if you say Laverio on the street, that means somebody knows who I am for real.
Okay.
You know?
You got the government name.
Yeah, right. I'm a full-time DJ and musician, and started this organization called Cool Dads Rock 4 years ago. Basically, just off the relationship with me and my son. Since he was in a baby carrier, I took him everywhere I went. So in the studio, I knew I was going to be posting a bunch of pictures in the studio. I didn't want to put his name out there because everybody was funny about social media, so I just called him AB. And so I said, AB, we're in the studio. Me and AB, we're at the park. So people said, where you guys at? The park or the studio, you know? And then I would take him to meetings, so he just became a staple everywhere I went. And if I didn't bring him, they're like, where's the boy? And I'm like, are we here to meet, or are you trying to? No, it was about where's the boy.
It was all about.
So over time, I started to get emails and text messages and inbox messages saying, man, I love your relationship with your son. You inspire me to be a better father. And to me, that's very humbling because in my mind, I'm just having fun with my kid. And I'm like, this is a lot to me. I was like, but I know a bunch of other guys that are good fathers that may not post as much as I do, but it doesn't take away from what they do.
Right.
And so how the whole Cool Dads Rock movement came about, a buddy of mine was going through a custody battle trying to get his daughter. And he's just like me, posting. They're everywhere, so everything he's posting. And so I put on a post for him one day, I just say, hey man, I know what you're going through, but keep being that bright light to your daughter, keep being a great example. And then I put hashtag Cool Dads Rock and didn't even think about it. And then later on I was like, that was all right. That was kind of cool.
It's kind of catchy.
Yeah. And so I just made a page and just started putting my friends in there, just posting my friends, and I would tag them. And then their friends would see it and be like, yeah, Eric, you are a cool dad, and just kind of build momentum. I was like, I think I want to do an event.
Right.
And so, was it 4 or 5 years ago, they had the Red Bull Soapbox Derby down by Piedmont Park. And by Piedmont Park, and I took him, that was his first derby, and I was trying to figure out how I could be in it, really, because I'm just a big kid at heart. And so I was like, I think I want to do an event. And so the first thing I thought of was a golf tournament, because I just love golf. And, you know, but then I was like, everybody does a golf tournament. I want to do something different. So I think I want to do a soapbox derby. And so created this soapbox derby down the Old Fourth Ward Park. And ever since then, we'll have our 5th one this Saturday. And it's just been growing by leaps and bounds. And then I was like, well, this thing is really kind of moving. Let's just make it a nonprofit organization where we build better relationships with fathers and their children. So that's what Cool Dads Rock is about. I say where we make uncool dads cool and cool dads even cooler, but like even more so where we build better relationships with fathers and their children. And when you build those better relationships, you build better communities.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are rebuilding from within, and that's a powerful thing. So this year's derby is this weekend.
This Saturday.
So we caught you at the right time.
Absolutely.
Because I was thinking we missed it, because I'd seen all the promotions for it, and even helped, I'd not say help, but I voted on one of the logos.
Right.
So
that's
like,
for the driver shirt. Right. So what we do, like the Peachtree Road Race, the only way you get a shirt is just if you participate in it. And so all the drivers, they get a special shirt if they're in the derby, and nobody else can get that shirt. So it's like we have all the other Cool Dads Rock shirts out there, but they get special shirts for participating in the derby. So that's what you were voting on. Okay, well, I hope everybody is hitting up Cool Dads Rock. There's the website, ordering T-shirts, giving gifts to your dad. It doesn't have to be Father's Day, but if you want to acknowledge the fact that your dad is a cool dad, then you need to go ahead and get one of these shirts and make sure he's wearing it and represents. And then post this picture to the Facebook group as well, and let us know that Cool Dads Rock is a nationwide thing, not a local thing, but you started something, changing the mental concept that we have behind our fathers in our community. So I applaud you. And I just wanted to have you here so the world could applaud you. Again, it's humbling, when people say, "Hey, I want to interview, I want to talk." I'm just like, okay, but then you figure out that it's bigger than you, and like right now this thing is just rolling downhill with no brakes. So I'm like,
Hey,
let's
derby.
ride. Yeah, that's what it is. Right.
Like a derby.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
mad at it. So when it becomes bigger than you, then you have to look at it from an even bigger perspective.
Right.
So I appreciate you guys having me here.
I appreciate
What
you
time
being
is
here.
the Derby on Saturday?
The Derby is from 11 to 4, and it's down at the Old Fourth Ward Park, right on Rankin Street. So off of Glen Iris and Rankin,
Okay.
close to the North Avenue side. And the actual Derby part starts at 12:30. We have the most vendors we've ever had.
Good.
We have the most racers that we
How
ever
many
had. We have
this year?
35 racers this year.
Okay.
We normally cap it like around 28 to 30, and so now we have 35. And I had to shut it off because people were still trying to register. So I just said, hey, there's a waiting list.
Yeah.
And just this weekend, 5 people were like, hey, I want to put my name on the waiting list. So I'm like, man, this is
That's dope,
amazing.
man.
Yeah,
That's amazing because
Yeah.
derbies. I mean, I remember building a go kart. I'm not gonna lie. I built a go kart when I was running around the Cavalier Manor. It didn't work very long, but
You better than me because my cousin used to just push me down the street in the shopping cart.
I was real good with those shopping carts
Right.
on those dirt hills. But when I come to put something together, a wheel was over there. So I want to try my best to come out myself and patronize you. So I know I work Saturday, but I'm gonna be out there at some point because you got 35 cars. It's
Yeah.
gonna take a while for all of them to go.
Yeah.
So it should be entertaining. So please come out and support Cool Dads Rock. Come out and do what you can do to become part of a larger organization and make this echo throughout the community. Because next year we want you to start turning people away months in advance because there's going to be that many people to come out to support you. There's going to be more vendors. We're just going to speak it into existence.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
the goal is to outgrow the whole
Right.
park, to move it, and then of course the bigger picture is to do derbies in different cities and different states across the country. And just so everybody knows, the derby is free to come to.
Wow.
There's no cost. It's family friendly. There'll be food. There'll be vendors. There'll be food trucks. There'll be music. There'll be
Sick.
DJ. And it's a good diverse crowd. Like nobody knows I'm the organizer when they come up. They're like, who's putting this on? Which is good
Yeah.
because as a black father,
Right.
it's good for us to show our kids what we're doing and what we can accomplish.
Mhm.
But as far as fatherhood is not just black fathers.
Right.
It's across the board. So we're talking about building relationships as fathers. So there's no deadbeat dad. And when you say father, absentee's not in front of it.
Right. Right.
So
Man,
That's the
that's what's up, man. That's really dope. I mean, even the fact that
I got you.
even the fact that there's so many people like signing up that you had to turn folks away is a testament to the power that we have as fathers and the presence that we have. Really, is what I want to say. Is the presence that we have right here as fathers, and that's the thing that's always kind of missing in the conversation and the dialogue when we're talking about family. The father component is often left out. So, man, I applaud you for what you're doing, man. For real.
thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for just coming in like, yo, I like your shirt.
Oh, we
I
got
to get one, and then bought one like,
Yo.
on the spot.
That's right, man. I got my
Bought
shirt.
one.
He bought a shirt on the spot, and
See.
I was like, man, that's
I know.
awesome.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you say that father component. Kids need their fathers, and that's something that, like you said, is left out. But really, the Derby is just a platform.
Mhm.
You think about all the time leading up to the Derby.
Right.
So we say, this is what me and my little dudes. Okay, what kind of car you want? So we come up with the design.
Right.
Say, okay.
I gotta
So
see
now we got to figure out what we're gonna do. And then we say, okay, we're going to Home Depot. We're about to go buy this wood.
Right.
Build this.
So you had to
And so
build it.
You have to build it. And so you think about it. It's time of logging hours,
Yeah.
time, and just memories and lasting memories.
Right.
And that's
It's
all
more-
they care about. They
It's
don't care
more than
about
that 3 or 4
money.
hours.
They don't care about none of that
Right.
because kids spell love Time to
Right.
me.
Right.
And so when we get to the Derby, the end result is when we're pushing him, when I push him off that ramp and he's going down the hill and people are cheering and I'm running behind him like the $6 million man in slow motion, and he gets out without crashing.
Right.
And like I said, people are literally cheering, and he turns around and looks at me with that look in his face like, man, Dad, look what we did.
Right.
You know, and then it's an interview process for him because I let him go talk to the host. So they're talking to him. Hey, how you doing? How'd you figure this out? How you do? And he talks. Then he gets to talking about, well, me and my dad this, and me and my dad did that.
Right.
But what it's doing is putting that in his mind about bringing up all the things that happened leading up to the Derby.
Right. You're awesome, sir. You're awesome.
And I'm just trying to do my part in this thing like everybody else.
Well, you're doing a good job.
Thank
and
you,
you are
man.
definitely,
Thank you.
that's a flagship because I'm sure that it will create a following of other fathers that will want to walk in your footsteps or maybe already are, but now they have an opportunity and a platform to be seen, to be heard, to be recognized amongst their peers as being for doing more. I mean, we are minimalized in our conversations. The black male is minimalized in a lot of conversations because society has already chosen to do so. But we can't keep echoing that same effect in our homes. We have to acknowledge the fact that the male is prominent, the male is dominant, and this is just one way of doing it and putting a smile on everybody's face at the same time. So right now, we're gonna get
Let me just say this. Let me speak over your life right quick. As a fund developer, it's not that you're gonna have to turn people away. You're gonna get a sponsor who is gonna sponsor that 100 people who are gonna come and build that derby to make sure them 100 fathers and them sons and their children can come to that event. So let me speak that over you. You're not gonna have to turn people away. I'm telling you right now. Trust.
I said, lama.
right, because George be done screaming. But
And you know, words have power.
Words have power.
You
We speak
put it out there,
live.
you put it in the universe and believe it.
Yeah.
You know?
We speak
Yeah.
The things that you say, everything that I want to happen, I write it down on my whiteboard and I leave it there so I can see it, so I can either say, okay, is that realistic or is that something obtainable? So I put our gala, our Cool Dads Rock Awards gala, where we honor dads across the city. I said we'll sell out, and it sold out. We'll have 30 racers for the soapbox derby. We have 35. I put down at the bottom 140,000 shirts at $20 is $2.8 million. And I just got that number because I made a video called the Daddy Video 2-3 years ago when Pharrell's Happy came out, and it had 148,000 hits on it. But it had 75 fathers in there. And I was like, okay, let's just put some out there. But I leave it down there because now shirts or people are like, okay, where can I get a shirt? Before they were just like looking from afar saying, okay, that's cool. And now they come up to you and say, hey, I like your shirt. Where'd you get it from?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Well, what we gonna do, because that's what happened. What we gonna do is we're gonna invite you all to go look for those shirts right now online, and we're gonna come back in just a minute, and we might have to go into a little conversation and then come back to our segments. But in the meantime, just stay woke, and we're gonna keep on rocking with Cool Dads.
So give your website information.
Everything is at Cool Dads Rock. It's cooldadsrock.com. On Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat is at Cool Dads Rock. All one word.
I'd rather be with you.
Yeah.
You see these people I work with.
Said I'd rather be with you.
No, you inspire me, sir.
And to see stuff like, I'm like, man,
That's awesome.
What's funny is, and as a DJ, like, I hate talking on the mic. Like, so, because from California, it was like, let the music speak for yourself. So if you can rock without saying a word, you just a dope DJ. I came out here, they're like, how come you don't talk?
Right,
like,
they need you to talk.
Well,
They're
I gotta
gonna think
hype
you
you
just-
up.
Yeah, I'm
You know?
man and DJ.
The most I would say is either last call, or if you have a silver Corolla, you need to move your car so it's about to get towed.
You know what? No, that's not.
So, like, again, all the interviewing and all the talking on the mic, it's not uncomfortable, but it's not my wheelhouse. But I also realize that somewhere in there, somebody is getting something for it. That's why I say it's bigger than me. And so it's no point of me, holding on to it.
Bro, man, you doing some major work, man.
You are.
You know, like, for real.
Thanks, man.
I've been fighting like for a long time, like having this conversation. You know, it means something to me to see you doing this.
Thank you.
You know, like on the positive note, you know, like I'm like, look, I don't know any black men that's not taking care of their kids.
Right.
Even my cousins.
Okay.
I'm like, even my cousins that selling don't take care of their kids.
I know, right? I was gonna say, everybody I know take care of their kids.
What they do, like fathers are
All
more
the people.
present now than ever.
I got to tell you something.
But
Right.
take that
So
whole
let's just sit.
stereotype.
We need to start acknowledging that. It's not letting the current negative go out. It seems like you get a negative slack.
It's just
I would like to stay in touch.
One thing you don't do.
I wish I would know about it.
Hey, give me the $20 for my hair.
You know what I mean?
Still come, man. If you
Yeah, I'm
can.
gonna try. I'm I got a
You know what?
I got a film. So I'll see if I can bring it back. We're supposed to start shooting at 11. I might
Yeah, I
push it
understand.
back.
I know how that goes.
This group
He did some extra work about a month ago, so and I've done some extra work before, so I get it. I know how the
It's
days go.
independent.
Oh,
It's
is it?
independent film, so I might be able to maneuver it a little bit, you know.
Don't mess up your stuff.
Oh no,
And I'm gonna
it's not gonna mess up nothing.
You don't have to really.
I want to come. I really do. So if you see me there, you know, that's yeah, man. I'm very proud right now. I'm very proud.
Look.
Thank you.
That's good. That's good.
Like I said,
Think
it's super
eliminate.
humbling.
Yeah.
You know, it's I'm not usually lost for words. I'm like, you know, when people are sitting in front of you, like, yo, I'm inspired, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Right, you're like,
Right.
what can I say?
like, and it's tough. I'm gonna tell you why, because it's tough for me. It's always been hard for me to take compliments. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. So like over the years, I've just learned how to say thank you, and even more in this position now. So I'm like, thank you, because I feel like it comes from a genuine place. So I do appreciate it. I don't take it for granted at all.
Yeah, definitely.
It could just be an aura on you that, you know, God just put on you. That
You know what's
nobody else
funny?
has.
You know
Yeah,
what's
that's your
funny?
gift. That's your gift.
I was in Belize last year, and we went to the Mayan temple, one of the biggest one out there, whatever. And took a picture with my girl, and her pictures were fine. Took a picture with me, and there's like a ray of light shining over me. I was like, that means something. That means something. And it wasn't just one picture. I was like,
It was all of
that
it.
means something.
It was all of it.
And don't be mad because it ain't.
Your
Just be glad
ancestors
we
were
together.
talking.
And you're with me.
Your ancestors were talking to you.
I know,
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
shout
they
out,
were
brother.
And if not,
Shout out.
I'm speaking that. I'm speaking into
One
Right.
more.
Yeah, well,
Right.
Shout out, brother.
Shine on. You got the glow.
You got that glow.
That's funny. I call him.
You got
I call
that soul
him
glow.
Bruce Leroy. Well, because he just got his black belt
Oh, wow.
in March, Anderson. If you don't.
Look.
Brown.
Wow, no.
So he got his
Black
black belt,
belt.
and yeah.
Black.
That's
He
dope.
tested when he
He
was
just,
8.
he just leave him at the back door now.
He tested right. He tested when he was 8. So yeah, he turned 9 in February. So March, he got his black belt. And so the whole time leading up to it, I was calling him Bruce Leroy. Yeah. And so now, but then I also told him that when he got his black belt, I would start taking it. And so like, now we're getting like, so like that's our thing. You know, again, kind of like the Derby, just building memories and like, okay. But like the last 2 months, I've been out because my knee. But I'm gonna start again next Monday.
He's
And I
not
just
accepting
told
that
him,
as an excuse.
not at all. He's like,
whatever.
Okay.
Okay, you can do
It's my-
rock, like song, like song.
Right.
Yeah, my son just challenged me too to take Taekwondo. So
Yep.
he's just got his
Taekwondo,
yellow.
same thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's got his yellow belt. He's
I got
like,
my
come
yellow.
on, Dad.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, man. You want to see me get beat up? All right.
What it is,
I'll do it for you.
it's a different challenge for me physically because you know I play football, basketball, I'm active, and I just haven't found anything to keep me active and challenge. So like this is a different challenge from a flexibility standpoint, and I'm like,
It's crazy, man.
man, I can barely. My splits look like the letter A. Instead of like this.
That is not a split.
Right.
That's standing shoulder width apart.
Like this Taekwondo class has been sponsored by the letter A.
Exactly.
I'm not listening anymore.
That's exactly how it is.
Oh
So
my
he's
gosh.
Bruce Leroy and I'm young Grasshopper.
That is funny.
You know you dating yourself, right?
That's right.
You
know
said
what it
Bruce
is.
Leroy. I know she don't know
Last
who that
Dragon.
is.
It's a two-letter
But you know Last Dragon?
Look, every black
Oh.
person know the last.
Yeah.
Well, that was the only
Y'all ready with y'all
Bruce
segments?
Leroy.
Oh,
Yeah, but-
segments. Ooh.
That was the only.
Let me see if he got those queued up.
I think he said go back to conversation over go champs.
Oh, well, yeah, that's what Sean
He did.
just said.
I thought you
Right, I said we're gonna come back because I want to make sure everybody gives their social media, including DJ LB.
Anderson, watch out.
Excuse me, sir. I ain't gonna try to give him a move because he got some light
Right. But we ain't got to
Super
worry. That's
calm.
security right there.
Super. And I tell them, don't use it unless you have to.
Yeah.
He
Right.
was at summer camp for a week. And I told him, don't let these little kids punk you.
Right,
I
right.
was like, but if you have to use it,
Yeah.
you wear their ass out.
Okay. Mm.
You got to, man.
I was like, what?
Right.
You gotta
But
be
he's
like
so
that.
mild, man. Like, I've seen him lose it one time to where he was about to
When's
swing
his
on his
birthday?
best friend, and I had to grab him,
Yeah.
February 5th.
When?
Oh,
You
yeah.
and Chase, it was like 3 years ago, dude.
What happened?
You and Chase was getting into it.
Wow.
I did see it. Yeah, they did get in a fight once where they was actually
Yeah.
punching each
Yeah, my
other.
son hadn't gone there yet, man. Yeah.
He's so sweet.
He
His son
is.
is so. Oh my God.
He's
He's so
very
You got
compassionate.
one more song.
He's
him.
wonderful.
No.
That's
He
him.
makes
all day.
friends
Oh my
with
God.
everybody.
Never met a stranger right here.
Yeah.
Oh, the next song, I'll go ready to get my
Yeah.
turn.
Same way with my
Your
son.
phone died.
man.
How old your son?
He's 11.
11.
He just turned 11 in May.
Okay.
So yeah. That's crazy, right? 11 years old.
Wow.
That's what I said. I'm like, 9. Dude. He wears size 7.5. I'm like, your shoes, you're 9. You're in the double digits.
Yo,
And your shoes cost as much as
I
mine.
took
Right.
a picture of Khalil's shoes next to mine. He wears 7.5 too. I wear 9.
We're at 13. And I'm like, please don't go past 13.
Right.
So
Look, it's
I
done.
can just give you my shoes.
It's done, man. You
Right.
might as well suck that up, homie. And start buying shoes now while they cheap.
I'm trying to figure do, man. As much as I can. He hard
It's
on
us.
shoes.
Oh man. I don't even know what I'm talking about on my segment.
He gonna do like Jay-Z and flow with it.
Yep.
Yes. And we just want to thank everybody for staying in there with us and staying woke with the Conscious Party. Once again, I do want to shed light on the fact that Cool Dads rock, and we are sitting here with the founder of the organization, LB, and Miss Laverio Barnes. And I do want everyone to, I think by now your Facebook should be overloaded with likes, follows, and you're going to have so many tags by
I
the
hope
time
so.
you get back. I hope so
I
too.
hope so.
I hope that the event itself is over. I mean, they're just going to shut traffic down because it's
Oh, we already got the street shut down.
That's
So,
it.
yeah,
It's going to be
good.
other streets. Overflow.
I receive all of that
Yeah,
also.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
I mean, you are doing a miraculous thing. So please, just give us just your social media name, who to follow, how we can get in contact with Cool Dads Rock, what we can do to make sure next year is bigger, better, and better than ever. So the mic is yours.
My everything is at Cool Dads Rock. I made it
Okay.
very easy. Just like for my DJ stuff, it's at I know DJ LV. For Cool Dads Rock, it's at Cool Dads Rock for Facebook, for Twitter, for Instagram, for Snapchat. So everything is at Cool Dads Rock, and the website is cooldadsrock.com.
Wonderful. Follow everyone. Follow because I will be getting shirts for each of my nephews who are fathers because I think that they are awesome. I sit back and watch them, and I look at the fact that many of them grew up without fathers, but I watch them at the same time become great men through their children.
Right.
So we are given an opportunity. You're given an opportunity through your organization for fathers to reclaim themselves.
Yeah.
And for children to actually become leaders in their household, because just as Dap said, you have a pack with you that's fighting behind you and by your side, and you need that man's voice to know how to move. But in many cases, it's the child as the leader, because it's the situations that are presented by the child that create the reactions by the pack. So we've always heard it takes a village to raise a child.
Yep.
I think it takes a child to raise a village. So we're all learning tonight. I thank you for shedding some light on us.
Thank you, man.
And we're going to go around the table one more time again for a cool dad. Look, you say it, and then everybody go on. Because I'll get tongue twisted, and I don't want to mess it up.
Cool Dads Rock. Everything is at Cool Dads Rock. That's on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram. Website is cooldadsrock.com.
My Facebook is Miss Autumn Monroe, and Miss Autumn Monroe. Instagram is Miss Autumn Monroe, MISSAUTUMNMONROE, and my Twitter is Autumn Monroe. Holla at your girl.
Dab.
Dabs World.
That's it.
That's it.
Figure
Dabs
it out.
World on Instagram and Dab Paxton on Facebook.
Good man.
At Joylia, JOILEAH. At Joylia on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And now, since we've gotten that word from Joy Leah, I think we need to hear just a little bit more from what's going on this week on your list.
Hey y'all. All right now, so I got my list ready and it's burning hot this week. So we got the Treasury Secretary on my list this week.
Oh, she went political.
I know you all know this man. Mr. I need to reclaim my time back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he is on my list because he really tried it. He really was going to waste Miss Water's
Yeah,
time.
she was staunch.
No. Like, I just don't understand why they keep trying this lady. Why they keep coming to her place of business, whatever you want to call it, the state office, and keep trying her like she's just a regular black woman on the street. Or, he respects her, but she asked a question, and she had to reclaim her time.
I need to reclaim my time.
Now, Shine, I'm gonna ask you this question real quick. What's the problem? Why do they keep doing this to Ms. Waters? You know what? I'm gonna reclaim my time.
Yeah, reclaim my time.
Let you know
Just reclaim
why
your
they keep
time.
trying this.
Just
thing,
do that.
Because I think I don't know. Maybe Trump they decided we gonna just whatever we coming up, we showing up, and we not gonna let this lady speak. I don't care what you say, but I'm reclaiming my time back. Ms. Waters, you get your time back. Reclaim your time. Next.
What is next on your list?
All right, the next thing on my list is the Atlanta public school system starting back this week. Lord, traffic. Traffic.
Traffic is on your
The
list.
bus. Oh my God, getting behind these buses, getting in front of these buses. I'm not ready. Next week, all the counties are going to be starting. So you already know the streets are going to be rocking. So I'm saying, I'm going to reclaim my streets back as I reclaim my time back. But some I'm going to miss you so much. School is starting back next week. Okay. And the last thing on my list, and only you three will understand this, that Coastsum whiskey.
Oh,
If you did not come to Coatsum's on last Thursday, first of all, you missed a wonderful time.
You did.
That's why Coatsum's whiskey is on my list. This whiskey had us so lit, y'all. When I say I almost knocked over the karaoke table, I almost knocked over the karaoke table. I messed it up this whole set. The buddy was so funny. He was like, "Mess it up, girl. I don't care. Mess it up." He would have really been mad. That whiskey had us. That whiskey is on my list for the next party.
Right, for
Because
the
I will
next
be
one.
drinking it.
And you had the nerve to walk around giving it
Yes,
out.
give it out
Just
for
giving
free.
it out.
Like, Mr. Coach, you on my list too, giving that liquor out for free. You are on my list too. You wrong for that.
He was giving out shots, and I'm right behind him.
I mean, he was, and it was this whiskey, y'all. Y'all got to try it. I mean, it really is on my list.
Plugs.
It had me tore up.
No plug.
It's no plug. Just come to Coaches next time on August 17th, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Right. Get your sip on.
So that is all for my list. I am at Joy Leah, and see you next week.
Hey world. What's up, y'all? This is Dab's World coming through. First thing I want to do is I want to challenge the ladies out there to get a Cool Dads Rock shirt and rock it. You know what I'm saying? Like, fathers ain't got to be the only ones wear Cool Dads Rock shirt. Am I messing up your brand?
Nope. Can I jump in on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I always say there's a bunch of ladies like, you don't have no Cool Mom shirt? I'm like, I'm not a mom, so I can't relate to that. But I always say, if you know a cool dad, have a cool dad, or are a cool dad, you can rock a Cool Dads Rock shirt.
Yep. See, there you go. All right. So now that first business thing is, I can't remember what it's called, but all right. So this is my segment, y'all. And I think I just want to vent just a little bit. I had an incredible weekend this weekend with my family. So I got a chance to go down to Memphis. And my trip was twofold. I went to go visit my grandmother who's in the hospital. I said that earlier. And she's doing much better. And I appreciate everybody who's been sending her prayers, man. It was just good to see her face, see her smile. We listened to some Al Green. And it's incredible how music can heal. So keep that in mind. If you have a family member that's in the hospital and they older, man, go visit them. And just put on some Al Green. And watch how they heal. I think I healed it. I think that Al Green way. Love and happiness.
Karaoke.
Make it do right. No, man, but I enjoyed spending that time with my grandparents. I kicked it with my grandfather too, and he looking at her. They in love. They hold their hands. He's like, "You know that song, baby?" And she's like, "No." But he's like, "You remember?" So, but those experiences, man, it meant the world to me to spend that time with my family and to just see them light up. And then I said it was twofold because in Memphis, at the same time, my father's side of the family was having a family reunion. So my grandmother in the hospital in Memphis, that's my mom's mom. And so, but my father's side of the family had a family reunion in Memphis. So I was able to kick it with them and the other side of my family. But it taught me something because I'm the only child. And so I've grown up alone, you know, and it taught me some things about family, man, that you really are part of something, just born, like you are born into something that is greater than your own self. And when you learn, like, your family history and, like, where you from, that is so empowering. So I know, like, the summer's over, so I know all the family reunions have probably already taken place. But if you get an opportunity to go to a family reunion, this was my first, like, family reunion in like, my own family. So I'm just really, like, excited about that. I've been to my wife's family reunion, like, 3 times, and it's always dope. But to be there and see all these people who look like me, you know, and then to find out my family history, you know, because I'm beautiful. Just beautiful people. No, but to find out my family history, man, it really empowered me. But it also challenged me to look forward and to change, but not change, but just to think about what I want my future to look like for my kids and the generations that come after me. Like I was saying earlier, man, we spend a lot of time focusing on the past and focusing on all the hurt and the pain that we've been through as a people and as a community. But there's nothing more empowering than sitting down and taking that same time that you would spend complaining about what's happened and develop something, or just think about what it could be in the future. Because we are our ancestors' wildest dreams right now. Like, this is what the lives that we're living right now. These are the dreams that our ancestors had while they were in captivity or Jim Crow or sitting in the back of the bus or whatever it is that they were going through. They were thinking about and wishing and dreaming about all the things that we're living right now. all the opportunities that we have in front of us right now. So let's think further out into the future. Let's dream so that our kids and our kids' kids and those generations after us manifest those things that we're thinking right now. Let's not get caught up in this cycle in the past, man, because it's a trap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, let's think ahead. Now, I see a lot of my family members sometimes, man, trapped in the past. And, man, there's nothing more empowering and healing than to just think about, like, what do you want? What do you want to see? And just feel what that feels like, man. And, I mean, it sends, like, chills all over me when I think about that. And I think about my great-great-grandkids talking about how much in love I was with my wife, you know, and how that love just trickled down to them. And now they're gathering just to celebrate this family. So, yeah, so that's my 8 minutes. I don't know if I'm over. Am I over my 8? No, last week y'all was talking about how short my segment was. But,
Yeah.
I just needed to get that off my chest. I love y'all. This is Dab's World, and I'm out. Sorry, was I over my 8?
Yeah.
Was I?
No, you weren't.
How y'all doing today? This your girl, Autumn Monroe, and we're going to have some leaves of knowledge falling down on you. So if you are on my social media, you will see that I was at Hank Stewart's White Linen Affair this weekend. Shout out to my sister, Nitza Henry. Love you, girl. Thank you for that. Let me tell you something. Hank Stewart, not only is he a deep mahogany, chocolate straight out the Congo Mandingo, beautiful black man. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost got off track. You know,
Right.
he's as beautiful inside as he's outside. You know, they gave like 23 scholarships to youth this weekend. You know, they make sure that they have everything they need for their dormitory. He brought Ambassador Young out to speak to the kids. That was one of my favorite. And he asked me what my favorite moment was. And it was Ambassador Young talking to the youth. And I don't think they really understood the impact of having one of the civil rights and the black movement leaders, not civil rights, but the black movement leaders, that they were able to be in his presence and to sit at his feet. Once they get older, they'll understand the significance of that. But there were a few key moments when Judge Hatchett, I love you, Judge, was talking. You know, she was speaking about, you know, how as a mother, and she's tired of, you know, having to speak and having to represent these mothers that are losing their children, or these families that are losing their fathers, their brothers, their nephews. You know, Roland S. Martin, what's up, Fred? His speech, you know, he was talking about media. They were talking about him being on TV One and how we don't own anything anymore.
Right.
We have TV One. Thank you, Sarah Kathy. But that's, for the most part, that's about it. And he said if we don't control the narrative, then who does for us?
Heard that somewhere.
You know, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, I mean, please make sure that you go to, you know, my social media and look at those speeches because they were very empowering. And not only were the speeches empowering, you know, this was as an artist, this was a wonderful event because he introduced, you know, music to some young people that may not have known anything about jazz. He had Marion Meadows there, Trey Gilbert. I mean, he had these legendary artists there. And we talked about Angie Stone earlier, but shout out to Angie Stone, pioneer, and I did not know this until she said it, that at the Hip Hop Honors, that, you know, they don't speak about her.
Right.
But I'm sorry.
They overshadowed
Angie B and Sequence and gonna
Right.
funk you
Funk
right,
you right
on
on
up
up.
was the first.
She was the first female rapper.
First female
Right.
rapper.
Right.
I mean, I need all of y'all hip hop heads. I need all of y'all young people to listen
She
to what
came
I'm
out
saying.
before the Sugar Hill Gang.
She did. She was the first.
Right.
First. You know, she was a true pioneer. You know, we need to remember where we came from and give accolades where accolades are due, and give the accolades while people are living, not after they've gone on to glory. You know,
There's
and
a
not only
change
that
there.
with her, she heard like her paralegal, some young guy that works with her singing, and she put him as her backup singer. Beautiful voice. She give people opportunities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Open
She
doors.
doesn't mind helping to bring up the next person. And who else? If you're a man and you having some issues with your woman, let me tell you something. I need you to go out to Hank Stewart. I think it's hankstewart.net. Get some of that poetry. Get some of his stuff, because I'm going to tell you right now, after you play it, whatever she was mad at you about, yeah, she not going to be mad no more. Because this brother is deep. Deep.
What's his name?
Very deep. Hank Stewart. He's a poet. He used to be with this group called 5 Men on a Stool. But his event was really, really wonderful. A wonderful event. Make sure that you all are keeping abreast of the things that we're doing in our community, because he reiterated something that my brother Dap said. You know, we don't have time to go out here and ask for a handout.
Right.
We have to make sure that we're doing everything for ourselves. He made sure that the executives at that Marriott that his function was at were all African American or black folk. He made sure that every vendor was black. The audio, the production team, the lighting, the people selling the goods and services. You know, everyone was black, to make sure that those black dollars are being recycled.
In our own neighborhood.
Yeah, in our own neighborhood.
Right.
He's making sure that these kids are being taken care of. It's a school, and I can't remember the name of the school, that has some kind of certification now, because they came in and helped the school to get the certification.
That's good.
Yeah, and it's called the Hank Stewart Foundation.
Okay.
Look it up if you know some children in that target area that he works with. You really need to get with this brother, and he
Find out what he can bring to your community.
Exactly. Make sure that but not only that, there were other people with nonprofits in the room, and he talked about their nonprofits at the same time. Okay, well, I'm doing this, but
this
I also
person's-
want you to know that this person over here is doing that, and this person over here is doing that as well. It was an amazing event this past weekend. So hats off to you, Hank Stewart. And we've been trying to, make sure that we play the music, and I believe they're going to play something by one of the independent artists, Miss Sandy Red. Love her. Love you, girl. I told all of them that I would try to make sure that we shouted them out on the Conscious Body. So stay woke.
All right, everybody. I do want to thank you for your time, and I want to thank everybody. We didn't get our autumn leaves at the end of that.
And this is your girl with leaves falling down with knowledge on them.
Right, that was Autumn Lee. I love Autumn Monroe. So once again, I want to thank everybody for joining us on the Conscious Party this evening. We're going to go into Sandy Red at this time, the perfect lead into that. So this is an independent artist. You're hearing her for the first time with the Conscious Party. So open your eyes and stay woke.
I don't have a cousin that works at Home Depot.
That's what she told me though.
And she had the Dak Paxton look. That's why when you said that, I was like, this girl came in. She came in. Her name is Dee Dee. Yeah. I was doing so much stuff.
Oh, she likes me.
And she, yeah.
Like high yellow.
She was about your height. She looked like you without hair in your face. She felt like she was ready to you. She really did. And she said, I've been following my cousin on Facebook. He didn't tell me this event was going on. I was right across the street and I came over here to see. That's what she said.
And then she left.
She sat there for a little. You weren't exactly at the time.
I mean,
She sat
yeah,
there
that's true.
for about a good hour. Because she wasn't drinking, she wasn't eating, she just sat there.
Dee Dee.
She works at Home Depot. See, I work right across the street at Home Depot.
Yeah, I don't have any cousins
that work at Home Depot named Dee. Like, I don't know.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong. But,
No, I don't have any cousins who work at Home Depot.
she called herself your cousin. Maybe you don't know. You have a cousin.
What's her name?
Maybe.
I don't know. I got.
He said
because it was
Dee Dee.
50 things.
When he said-
This
I said
is
light skin.
before the whiskey.
'Cause I was thinking
before the
it's Stephania,
$6
but-
and
Well, that's
before-
what I'm thinking too.
Yeah,
She
but
work at
I
Home
You have to
Depot.
come to the
I don't
place.
know. I'm
You
not to ask her.
have to come to the
I haven't seen
Because
her.
when he said Dee Dee, I was like,
It's the third
I
person.
haven't seen her in years.
yeah.
That's all
I haven't seen
we
her in years either.
We had some.
She was pregnant, I think, the last
But
time
it
I
was
saw
also
her.
business.
Yeah, I saw pictures of the baby.
But then it became
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I haven't.
No, man, seriously, if there's anything that we can do for next year to some intertwine and brand and get it out there. And,
We can broadcast live.
Yeah.
Derby.
If we could,
Yeah,
I
I'm saying
would.
we figure it out.
If we could,
Yeah,
I would.
Because I'm
because-
always running and ripping around like, who can,
Yeah.
Ask while we're here. The owner of the station is sitting right there watching this. So all it takes is asking is what it takes to get a mobile unit out there. Because all that is going to be even greater exposure for all of her stations. She has 15 stations.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. And just to record it and throw it on everybody's YouTube, you know. It's like, yeah. I'm serious. You're awesome. She can sing.
Y'all
She
have
can.
any other events outside of the Derby that's
we
going on this year?
did the gala, which was just in June. We did Derby. We did like a Cool Dad's Rock in the Park, like a family day, everybody come out, get the new dads, stuff like that. We do a Thanksgiving, feed the homeless on Thanksgiving. And then we got a couple more things that we want to introduce, which is like Dad's Donuts and Dialogue. It's like a round table where dads just get together and talk about the challenges of fatherhood.
Okay.
And then we want to do like a father health program where we talk about what's your rights as a father from, single father as far as like legitimacy, if you're a stepfather and, stuff like that, and you get divorced and a bunch of other, things like that.
Can I produce 3D for you?
Can you produce what?
3D, Dad's Donuts and Dialogue. I would love to. It's a TV station, black owned, over in College Park. They're looking for things like that. They're looking for you can go in there and sit down and do a round table and let them record and bring up basically the same thing, conversations that need to be had amongst fathers.
We were just gonna open it up to everybody who wanted to come out, but yeah.
I'm gonna ask them about they're looking for programming. That would be
Because I
awesome.
called it 3D at first, and they were like, what? I have no idea. But yeah.
Let's break it down. 3D.
Let's keep in touch, man. Let me,
Just like I said, this is CP time. Because y'all be late all the time.
That's Hank.
man, listen.
That's Hank that you're
It was
hearing.
not my fault.
Oh, for real?
You were on CP time coming to the CP
Hank
party.
was-
It was not my fault.
Stewart.
I know. They still had to get dressed.
Yeah, man. What's your digits, man?
404
This is
788
going on everybody's social media.
2908.
Right.
Your number just went out there, the world.
I mean, it's on here as DJ LB, so,
Alright, cool.
This
Run it
is
from
in my
nobody.
Google Voice account.
Yeah.
The 520 person.
Alright.
You got it.
Got you locked down. I'm about to shoot you a text.
okay, cool.
Is that the same?
That's Hank.
I wanna
Oh, you just
That's the
bombarded
code.
all
do
of me.
the
I did.
I mean, whatever you got going on, you hit me up if you need, some extra hands, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. But I definitely want to make sure my son
Are you
is
always
involved
looking
with
at
the.
Okay.
You do it all the way.
I'm like,
We got to
you
shoot
back?
You mad?
We're shooting at my house.
Hey.
Yeah, we're shooting at my house.
Why are you doing? I don't understand.
Sitting trying to listen to Hank.
Oh,
You hear?
I can hear that.
He really promotes women.
And I'm
In
gonna
a
send you
positive
my email
So that's where
address.
you got it from.
Okay, yeah, please.
Look.
I've just known him a long time. He's wonderful.
Is he listening to that? Tell him we got
Hank,
it.
you better be listening because we rocking your stuff right now.
And we're-
We done did
we're-
Angie
And
Stone.
it sounds good
We done
too.
got
We done
Red,
did,
Sandy Red. I think
Sandy
he's gonna play
Red.
some Tony
me see-
Terry.
let me
He's gonna
see
play
Hank.
some
Hank ain't up here.
some Marion
Oh,
Meadows.
that's the girl she
It's
was
all the
with.
people that you bought. I have to support.
check this
Thank
out.
you.
Man.
Sandy Red on your camera there.
So I went to my IG after my segment, and this was the picture that popped up.
Oh wow,
See what the shirt says?
that's the truth. I'm my ancestors' greatest dream.
That's crazy. You see that?
Oh, that's dope.
So right after my segment, I went on IG and saw this. I just said it.
Oh, wow.
What happened?
I was
You just said the
I
same
had
thing.
just said that
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Let me see. I know. I need to
And
put
then
it
I
up
went
on
on
my.
Yeah, your ancestors' wildest dream.
Yeah.
Let me see that.
That's
Greatest, I thought.
Hmm?
Did you say greatest?
I don't know, but I think you get the point. You said
Just put in
it. It's something like it's what he said.
barbecue cookout.
That's crazy. You know what that means? That means she about to cast me for something.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
Oh yeah.
So we just finished listening to Sandy Red, and now he's playing some of Hank Stewart's
We
poetry.
gonna reclaim. We gonna play sometime.
Yay! We played Andy Stone earlier,
I don't know how we
so
did it. What time are you at?
Oh, they trying to record stuff?
21.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how we did it.
I was gonna give them some notes.
We're ahead of us. And they've done their segments. So
So we got like a good.
we got 40 minutes.
We still got like 45 minutes yet. Or like
Well, why
40
you was cutting me off?
I
I'm
know.
trying to say my
And I
thing.
seem like I only had 4 minutes.
Now you
Well, I can help you. I cannot help your list. Okay.
long time.
I know.
CPR.
A lot of drama didn't happen this week.
But you got Maxine. That was good. That was good. Because when she said,
Oh, when I
need
saw
to
that
reclaim my
video.
time.
She was cutting him
Spanway
off.
just- look,
No,
Spanway just
let me
done
tell you
this.
something. She was like, I need you to explain to him the rules and don't take that from my time. I'm like, yes.
Yo, man, but they be people,
trying.
and then people will be mad when
And
you
that was
say
Hank
something.
Stewart.
You know I'm going to mess up the last name.
Oh, definitely.
Don't mess up the last name.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Hank Stewart, brought to us by Miss Autumn Monroe. And also listening to the beautiful, because you have to see this album cover, the CD cover. You know how old I am?
Album?
Album.
Record.
You know, hey,
8-track.
enough.
Sandy Ray.
Sandy Red. Miss SANDYRED.
At
Sandy Red with red. Oh my. You have to get that CD. I didn't. Yeah. But anyway, everybody's conversation tonight. It's funny how, regardless of what we start off talking about, everybody comes full circle. So I heard one thing repeated over and over again, and that was the idea that we, as a culture, need to begin to network better amongst ourselves. We just had our own networking party, but we have another one coming up on the 17th of next month at Coaxum's Seafood Spot at 6331 Peachtree Industrial Boulevard in Atlanta, Georgia 30360. Yes, thank you, Autumn, because I was not giving out the addresses. She got on me for that. See how we need each other. But anyway, but networking is essential, not only in amongst businesses, but also in the family. Dap talked about the reunion that he attended and what it did for him, taking him back and having his being the greatest dream his ancestors ever had. And then we had Miss Autumn Monroe talk about the business networking that's still going on in the industry and its communities. And I think it's very important that we look at the idea that what our guest this evening, Mr. Barnes, is doing with his children, with his child, and with the so many other fathers and sons in the area, and that in itself is a network that we need to permeate, that we need to be more proud of, that we need to put on the front of every conversation that we have up through this event and throughout the next year, because what he's doing is powerful, and it is empowering families to get together and talk about the strength of that black male in the family and what it means to have his presence. We are actually ahead of schedule, and I'm proud of that, because it gives us an opportunity to revisit and talk even more about what's going on with Cool Dads Rock. Dap has already ordered his shirt, and he's challenged the women out there who are listening to. He's a tap dancer in his other life. But he's challenged those of you out there who have a cool dad to simply honor him. And one way of doing that is by supporting this organization, getting your shirt, and wearing it with pride. And again, Mr. Barnes,
Yes, sir.
if you could to give us your social site, because I really do want people to begin posting their pictures in their shirts or with their dads on your page.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
It's funny when you say that because in the early stages, I would have people send me their pictures, and then I post them all on the website. So if you go to the website, there's just a rolling scroll of everybody that has a shirt, and then after a while, it got kind of out of control, which is a good thing.
That's a
It's
good thing to have out of control.
Yeah, and so when they do it, I just say now just tag us on that, so you can follow us or tag us at Cool Dads Rock on
Okay.
Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Everything is at Cool Dads Rock, and again the website is cooldadsrock.com, where we make Uncool Dads cool and Cool Dads even cooler.
So let's get that hashtag moving. Let's get that at. Let's tag them. Let's get those pictures out there because we know that there are thousands of black men out there, and we're not limiting ourselves.
Yep.
But there are thousands out there who go unrecognized for their contributions to the child, be it a day or every day. This is just one way of applauding the fathers, and at the same time, it kind of makes you want to do more as a father because when you see that there are so many others out there that are just like you, that are going through the same trials and tribulations and having to still endure and show up for their children. We want to make more than memories. We want to make everlasting lifestyle changes. So this is the challenge to all listeners. If you have a cool dad, if you know a cool dad, hey, it's time to let them know it. Get that shirt, hashtag that picture. Do what you can to offer your support to this organization. And then tomorrow, if you are in Atlanta,
Saturday.
Look, why do I? It's the weekend.
Right? If you're there
It's
tomorrow,
that-
you'll be there for the
Bring it
walkthrough.
back.
It was the whiskey.
The whiskey.
That was Thursday.
I was like,
That
crazy.
I had a lot.
I know.
And I took
Some
some
people
home.
was talking about you.
It's okay. Quiet. What happens at Coaxum's?
Clearly didn't stay there. It's here in the studio.
I got 2 words. Rapper's delight.
I know, right? Remember that?
No, we had a lot of fun. But anyway,
I'll be there for sure. Next one.
But definitely. So you get a chance to come out next month also to see Cool Dads Rock, the organization, the founder, everyone who's. I should wear my shirt, but
You're not a dad.
hey,
You don't have to.
I'm gonna put a line through it and say
I
cool.
know, right?
Cool
I'm sorry.
If
I'm
you
a
are a
bad.
cool dad,
Or
know
know
a
a
cool
cool
dad, or have a cool
Or
dad,
have a cool dad.
you can wear this
You
shirt.
can wear a
Cool
shirt.
Uncles Rock.
Cool. Right.
Uncle Sean rocks. Now
You're a
what?
cool dad.
Because there's a lot of dads out there. There's a lot of father figures.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
You know,
that's true.
that
That's true.
have that. Like I didn't grow up with my father, so my story was always my kid will never know what it feels like
Right.
not
Right.
to grow up with that. And it's not I'm ashamed or I miss having a dad because my mom was 9 of 12, so I had plenty uncles and cousins and learned what to do and what not to do and learn the ropes as how to be a man. But I remember saying to myself, if I ever have a kid, he'll never know what that feeling felt like.
Mhm.
So again, doesn't matter who you are. You can wear a Cool Dads Rock shirt, whether you're a dad, stepdad, father figure,
Uncle of the year.
uncle of the year.
All my nieces and nephews better tweet me tonight.
That sounds like a threat.
I can do that.
Yeah. You know what, Sean, I'm proud of you, man, because you get all your social media lingo right
I
tonight,
know,
man.
yeah.
Like you actually.
I
You doing
studied
good.
at home. I wrote it down on the wall and everything. Y'all be so proud of me.
I have a question now.
Go ahead.
Was your father in your life too?
Well, that's funny. No, not really. Not the majority of my life. He wasn't there. So the beginnings, he was there until I was about 7. Yeah, around 7. And then he kind of faded out, And then when I was in college, I started really thinking about having kids and having family. And I was like, I need to reach out to my dad. And so I did that. And we had a conversation, man, and it was a really just honest, open, honest conversation, heart to heart. And ever since then, we've been cool. So, we talk every once in a while. We got a good relationship, he's in my son's life. You know what I mean? And so it's real cool. But that was something that I had to do. I felt like I had to do that to kind of mend some things, just so I can have a different. I was defining my narrative, right? I was changing my narrative, and that's what's come out of it has been very beautiful. So, but no, my mom, she raised me by herself. She held it down. I can't take nothing away from her and everything that she poured into me growing up. She did her thing. So, big ups, Ma.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I don't have any kids, but I am one of 9 children. My mother's one of 16. Her mother's one of 24. I had a huge family, so I ain't one of them. But I was good. And then there are enough Seans running around. I have a nephew, a grandnephew, a cousin, my best friend's child, Anthony's first son is named Sean. It was just a lot coming up because I had a lot of pressures. He meant nothing to me, but I have a niece, Shauna. It was like, I got to go. I don't want no kid. But you're right. Hats off to a mom who was powerful. My dad left the scene when I was 2 months old, so I've never known what it was like to have a father. But my other siblings did. So it was a strange situation. And the first time I saw him was the last time I saw him, because he was, next to the last time, because the next time I saw him, he was laying in a coffin. So if you have a father in your life, if you know a father in your life, this is an opportunity to mend those bridges. I didn't take the opportunity when I had it, so I'll still wear Cool Dad's Rock. I won't talk about my dad because I don't know, but I'm talking about my nephews that I stand beside today, because they too have been raised for years without a father presence, but they leaned on their uncles. And my brothers, I have 3 brothers who passed, but I look at my nephews and I can still see reflections of my brothers, because they act like them, they talk like them, they walk like them. The lessons that they learned from my brothers are being relived through their lives, and I'm so proud of my nephew. I'm not going to say which one, because all of them that have kids have basically had the same storyline where they've just stepped up, out of nowhere. And it's not like there's a handbook to being a father, but each of them has gone through their separate trials and tribulations. But when it comes to their children, they are superheroes, and you can't take anything from them. And I just stand back in awe, because I'm like, where did they get that from? Where did they get that energy, the tenacity, the wherewithal, the knowledge to just go back in and beat their chest hard enough to be the man they need to be? So my nephews all get Cool Dad's Rock shirts. I'm going to make sure they take pictures, hashtag them, do what they need to do. I just want to applaud the strong black male tonight, the image that we project, be you a father or not, the strength and the dominance that you hold in your families, and the strong black women that stand by their sides and know when to support, when to push, and when to pull away. So all these are strengths in a woman's right. So I applaud that, and it's good that we can sit at a round table and do this. Right. I am.
Well, I want to talk about my dad. I want to talk about my dad.
Talk about your dad.
No, I did not talk about my dad. But I'm gonna tell you though, that's some real right there. My father, when I was growing up, in Cavalier Manor, all the dads on the block, they were all truck drivers, so they were always gone during the week, and then the moms would be gone during the weekend, and we would have to be dependent upon the dads. We ate a lot of golden skillet, I can tell you that much. But my
Greenwood.
Right. My father. Okay, I'm gonna just put this out here, and I'm gonna just leave it. Both of my parents were only children, so I have no aunts, no uncles, and no first cousins. Yeah, both my parents were only children. We just gonna sit that over there. So, growing up, my parents separated when I was in the 2nd grade, I think. And, my dad made like a lot of empty promises. And, I had to go through some therapy for that. I'm not ashamed. Sometimes we need to talk to somebody other than our minister. And, I had to work through some things. And one of the things she told me to do was write my father a letter. And I wrote my dad a letter telling him everything that he did and how he really, hurt my feelings. But I can say this, he wasn't there too much when I was younger. But when around 2010, somewhere up in there, like when I started going to my class reunions, it got better each time. But I think my father passed away 3 years ago. But I think my father knew that he was dying. He had been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I guess it went in remission or whatever. But I think he knew, because I remember my car broke down and my father was 75. I didn't realize how old my dad was. But he was about around 75, and he drove all the way from Virginia to Delaware because the engine blew in my truck. He came and got me to take me down to the family. Drove all night to come and get me. When we had the play, me and Dad were in a play, and we got there late, but we didn't have an iron. My dad went to Walmart, and by the time we got there, we had time to iron nothing. But he bought us an iron. He bought us an iron when we did a show, in Virginia. I can say that he really, and my father never let nobody ever drive his truck. Never. You never drove the truck. So he would let me use the car. He would always come and get me because the only time I went home was during class reunion. That's it. But he would come, and get me, and he really, really stepped up, to the letter as a dad. And I just want to say, if your father is alive, I'm gonna tell you right now, you better set it down and set it to the side, because when they gone, and forever lasts for a long time. You can't ever get that back once they're buried and gone. All right, well, I want to talk about my daddy.
Oh, Lord. Are we all
Pass
crying?
the Pippin.
Kumbaya.
Right.
Pass the Pippin.
You started
Pass the
it.
Pippin.
I know. But, I don't know, I'm from, a younger generation, and,
What
it's like
is the age thing? Why is that always about?
But my father was in my life, my whole life.
Yeah.
I love my
And the pastor
dad.
said,
He was the bomb. My parents were separated, but my father used to come and see me every month, pick me up, me and my brother up. Wherever we went. He was the bomb. Now he's alive. He's probably listening right now. Shout out to you, Pop.
what's up?
And my stepfather was in my life. He was the bomb too. I had two great dads. So God was really good to me. But I think that's what I was asking about, was your father in life, because I don't know if that's like a generational thing to where a lot of guys didn't have their dads in their life at one point, like in the late 70s, early 80s or whatever, to where now all these guys are taking care of their kids. I don't know anybody that does.
Right. So that narrative that's going around, I think, speaks to a generation past. Because when I look at my nephews, they're all present in their children's lives. Now, I'm not saying they're all married, but they're all present in their children's lives. So you can't say that we have a generation of people, of deadbeat dads or absentee fathers. That generation is past. Right. So we have to start taking over that narrative again. We have to start showing up at the table for discussion and not letting that be what people think is actually going on. If we know it to be different, right? If we don't even represent our own communities anymore. We let other people tell us what to think about us.
Well, I think it's happening though. I think it's happening. I mean, like LV over there. Yeah. I mean, we have people out there that are doing that, that are actually living by example. You know what I mean? So you might not see TV shows or something. You might, but you will see. Like I see more brothers, you're walking down the street pushing baby carriages now than I see women doing that. And I'm talking about young cats. So the narrative is changing. I mean, not everything. And I know, look at me on the radio and talk about not everything needs to be projected You know, right? But I mean, I
turn off his mic.
no, man. But I just think that, you know, a brother that's living his life and living by example is just as powerful as you turning on the television set and seeing it on TV. And all I'm saying is we just have to open our eyes and appreciate what's right there in front of us. Like, we don't have to see it on the news for it to be real.
Right.
Matter of fact, most shit we see on the news is not real, and we know this.
Right.
But we
Propaganda.
still treat it like it's real, you know, and make decisions around it like it's real. And you know, that's my whole point, man.
Right.
But I mean, and also I want to say something to the uncles. You know, I had uncles in my life too. Gary Paxton, Nathan Paxton. You know, and you know, those are my heroes. They saw to it that I had everything that I needed in terms of being a man, you know, becoming a man and a good father. So, you know, I just want to give a shout out to those two in my life. So, yeah, man, father figures are out there.
Yeah, they're definitely out there. Like I said,
It's
I
real.
grew up without a father, but because of my mother having 8 brothers,
Right.
I didn't know what it was not to have a father. My mom, every time she had a chance, she was putting me in front of one of my uncles. And my uncles, I mean, that was the generation that walked around in blazers, suits, and ties. You know, so.
Oh, that's okay.
Right.
Fashion forward. That's what you
Right.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, silence. but seriously, so that was what I had to look at, and I saw how they respected women, how they treated their wives. I mean, we're talking about marriages that lasted 50, 60, 70 years. I have an aunt who's 95 years old, and her husband is too, and they've been together since they were in high school.
Wow.
You know,
Still
so.
together?
And they still together. Don't nobody talk about me. But this is the type of upbringing that I've had. So yes, when I look around, I don't see deadbeat dads. I don't see an issue where there's a father who stepped out. I mean, I didn't even think about my own father because I had so many positive male influences in my life. I really didn't think about it until the day they tapped me on the shoulder at IC Norcom High School and said, "We need to talk to you." And I was like, "What's going on?" You know, that's another story. But you know, but it was just not on the forefront. But anyway, I mean, I could get a T-shirt for each of my uncles, you know, that is still living, and or for family members all the way from New Jersey to Florida, you know, because that was the family, the network that I had, and that's all I'm saying. We need to reestablish that type of network where if I can't do it, someone else in the family can. If I can't lean on this shoulder, there's another. So we need to rebuild families from within. We need to look at the fact that we need to rebuild and reclaim our businesses on the outside, and we need to do all we can to support one another and network so that we can control the media. We can control our narrative. We can control how people see us. The perception that others have of us is what they want. People talk about award shows and why we're not on them, because that's their perception of us. But why don't we create our own and not? We don't worry about whether or not they're on our show.
We don't care.
But anyway, I'm saying all of this because we're about to go. Look, I'm trying to look at it. But we're about to take a quick music break. We talked your ear off. I do want to thank you for being part of the Conscious Party. But I do want to ask you to join us by giving us a call. Where is that number? Okay, if you want to give us a call on the Conscious Party, if you're listening by phone, you can call 678-688-4269. That's 678-688-IBNX. Join the conversation and stay woke.
You gonna have them call in all late? You gonna have them call in all late?
If they won't,
Stay woke.
I'll be like, I'll be like, well, we ain't really want to talk to you.
You won't.
We just want to know what you were thinking about this show.
We didn't really deep say
Go live, the number's gonna be like right there at the bottom.
Yeah, because I'm looking through my phone. I think I just gave them Trish number at home. She at home like, what?
Then we'll put the number up here.
That'll work.
Yeah.
We'll
that's
play
cool.
one song and bring y'all back.
Yes, like-
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool.
We got time to ask some more questions?
Yep, do what you want.
Okay.
I'm going to sit here and be quiet.
Somebody just posted
Oh, Cool Dad's Rock.
Oh, I need to get a picture of that.
She bought it for her father,
Okay.
And she got it on.
and then she got one herself.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, put the shirt on. And it's gonna smell like me when you get it.
She answered the challenge.
That's it. That's it. And posted it.
Give her a shout out because you start when we come back and give her a shout out. Both of y'all, because
Yeah, he gonna have to shout out because you got her.
But you issued the challenge. So
Yeah, I
both
did.
of y'all to say something.
Well, she didn't get that fast. She must have bought it before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she just posted
Right,
it.
that's
She
the
just posted.
old logo, right?
That's the
That's
logo.
the original.
That's the logo.
That's
This
the
is just a different
that.
design. I know.
That's
You know
right.
why I did it? Because as black people, they were like, I don't.
Let me see.
Oh, that's Run DMC.
That's
I can,
right. That's a powerful statement.
And so,
Right.
all right, but now
That's
more
a
and
fun
more
one.
people are getting.
Oh,
But it's
I
like
like
I
that.
wanted the logo. Like I wear the logo more now, so people can recognize what the logo is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so for branding purposes,
Right. I want that shirt with the logo right here.
whatever. Whatever you want.
I want the logo right on the
Right,
t-shirt.
right.
I want the logo right here.
That's so easy. You gotta
Then I'm
pay
gonna put the
for it.
Conscious Party logo over here. And then I'm gonna put the one Lynn
You're
right
gonna look
here.
like a NASCAR driver.
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
Derby and just outrun everybody. Like, could y'all get him off the sidewalk? Jumping over
Advertise.
bushes.
Man, you can't outrun them in dress shoes.
You know how far I can slide in these? I'm safe all the time.
It's so many
They
people
pick on me because I wear a jacket every week.
from home watching us.
Is it?
Mm.
I don't know what they're saying about it. Look, Joy, what's this scuttlebutt you got about? This scuttlebutt you got about?
What's scuttle?
What's this noise you're talking about? Coaching.
Oh, when I put the picture, everybody, because you had a little sweat on you, everybody was like, buddy, was the suit on got loose, huh? Like, because you know you are.
Cause I got that was hot,
Your
man.
suit was on.
Yeah, my suit was. I was like,
You weren't that conscious then.
I was unconscious.
You was
for quite a while.
unconscious.
We were.
I was. I ain't gonna
You
lie.
was.
I was. I had a lot of.
You
I
was.
had a bottle.
We were
I
there
had
for a
bottle
long
by myself.
time. Look, he was probably there. I got there at 7. He probably was there
no.
before me.
Right.
4. He was there right around like
I got
4.
there like 5:30,
Oh, okay.
and I set up, and then I set up for the other vendor, and then I was sitting there, and I'm like, okay, well everybody should be here by now. Everybody should be here by now. I'm like, okay. Then your cousin came in. I dreamed her up because that was my third drink. She came in between the third and fourth.
I do have a cousin named Della.
That was her.
Della?
Della. I knew it started with a D.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Because I didn't realize who she was until she turned around and she smiled and she said, I'm Dad's cousin. Y'all got the same display.
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, you are.
Yeah.
I was like,
Did she
That's
older?
my uncle, the one I just shouted out,
Uh-huh.
Gary. That's his daughter. That's his oldest daughter. Yeah, she's older than me.
How old is she?
she didn't look.
And she got like a daycare?
No.
Okay.
She worked at Home Depot, right?
Well, I hadn't talked to her in a long time.
That's what she
the
said.
last time I talked to her,
She said she
was
follows
at a
you
hotel.
all the time.
Okay.
And had you not posted something, she wouldn't have known. She
Okay.
said, I'm right across the street. He didn't tell me. I was like, I didn't have to do with your relationship.
I'm
with your
just
cousin."
so bad at that, man. My family be getting on my case all the time. So I'm gonna say that this song is good to my wife. I'm about to use this.
You said
Go
you were
ahead,
sing
go
to
ahead.
your wife.
Go ahead. You better
No,
sing
I'm
to your
not
wife.
No, I'm not
Oh,
gonna say.
Oh.
we on. So that you gonna bring us back in.
Nobody would do. Honey, I love you.
That was Tony Terry, y'all. Man, I love that song. Actually, that song is dedicated to my lovely, beautiful wife, Misty, who's listening right now. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you. Yeah, that's gonna be the next one, right there.
Somebody getting some cookies.
Oh.
Probably like some cookies for real. Like
What happened during the break here?
Oh, somebody posted. I was like,
Caught
I'm
up.
part of the show. Yeah. You guys were talking about, posting pictures of people in their shirts. A young lady named Lee Allison posted a picture that she took of her and her father. She got her father a Cool Dad's Rock shirt as well. She got herself one, a ladies cut, and she posted it on Cool Dad's Rock Facebook and tagged me on it as well. So I'm definitely going to add that to Instagram. So shout out to you, Lee Allison.
Yeah.
All right, thank you
You
so
and your
much.
pops, and happy birthday to your pops.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta answer that challenge, ladies.
See?
Yeah,
And go ahead and put your pictures up now.
Oh man, I did want to ask you some more questions, LB,
Sure,
if
man.
you don't mind, man.
If I have to answer.
So you're doing this, right? Like you actually doing this. It's something that you had a
Right.
vision of, you're making it happen. Like, how does it feel when you see your work impact people?
It's humbling, really. It is. Again, it's all based off the relationship of this kid laying on the floor behind me, playing
What's
this
up, AB?
Game Boy, right? Known to the world as AB. But it's humbling when people say, like when you guys say, you know, I'm inspired. I'm like, what do you say to that other than thank you, and not sound disingenuous or just kind of like, you know, I don't want to sound like, oh yeah, thank you know, yeah, this is what I do, because it's not.
Yeah.
So I'm still getting used to it, but I've visualized this for a long time. Like, I'm a very visual person, so I've seen all of this happen. I've seen other things down the road, and I can't wait to see how those transpire.
Man, that's so dope, man. That's so. I'm gonna ask AB a question. AB, I know you in your video game, man. I just want to know, like, how do you feel about your dad doing all of this, man? How does that make you feel? You're like, what? Huh?
Well, he's been doing this for a while now, and I felt great doing all this building. And my favorite part is going down the hill, and when I get down there, I feel so good. I feel like everybody's staring at me. I'm like, yes. Like, hello, everybody.
That's cool, man.
AB, you are too cool.
Yes,
I'm
he
gonna have to
is.
get you and my son together. 'Cause y'all have a ball together. I have a ball. He calls himself KJP Awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, coolest son.
Oh.
So, yeah, cool sons rock too.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, what kind of things have you seen as far as your impact? You know, that's just blowing your mind. Like, what was one thing you can remember that was just like, what?
How people say that I'm good. As a DJ, I'm good without headphones, so I'm good. I appreciate it. It's funny because it's such I've seen so many different things, but it's funny. Today, one dude told me flat out, he was like, I hate you. And I was like, why? He's like, because now, not literally hate you, but now you've put this inside of me to where, like, I feel obligated to spend this time with my kid, and now we have this annual thing that we look forward to every year. Even though this is our first year, he is more excited than he's ever been about anything. So this soapbox derby race is going to be our annual thing that we're a part of, and that we can grow together. And I'm like, well, I hate you too.
Right.
And it's all
in a good way.
Right, it's all love. He doesn't hate
It's all
you.
love. Yeah, he does.
That's something
So
to look forward to.
Yeah, so
every
to see
year.
that growth and to see the bond of dads, even dads that are already present. You know, a lot of times dads, they just work and they work and they work and they come home and they just want to be like, okay, I just want to sit down.
Right.
And the kids haven't seen you all day. And they're like, Dad. And it's like 5 minutes.
Right.
Next thing you know, it's time to go to bed.
Right.
You know, and that just turns into a pattern. But then I challenge dads like, dude, just spend 10 minutes playing Connect Four, you know,
Right.
or Uno. It'll turn into 20 minutes.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, he'll be happy. You'll be like, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah.
And then all is gravy at the house. And there's,
Yeah.
you know, you've kind of broken that cycle. Come
Right.
home, just eat, just relax, and don't want to be bothered. Because as a parent, you can't opt out.
Right.
So
Yeah. So it's like simple things, man.
It's little stuff,
like
man.
little stuff.
you don't
like-
have to overcomplicate it.
Right. Yeah, I know. We took a father-son trip this year. My son and I, and a good friend of mine and his two boys, and we went to Nashville for the Monster Truck Rally.
Let's go.
And man, so we got an Airbnb. We spent the night. You know, we just straight kicked it all day, and it was like they'll never forget that kind of stuff. You know, and I'm like, those are kind of things that we have to create for our boys. You
Right.
know,
especially.
And I need to do that with him. Like, we have a weekly thing where every Friday we go get a milkshake. So after school,
That's cool.
we go get a milkshake.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's fries, so we'll say French Fry Friday. But right now it's just milkshake Friday. So
Yeah.
that's like, he looks forward to that. And I look forward to that with him. But I also look forward to, like you said, taking those trips where we go, all right, this year we're going back camping, or we're going to wherever we're going to go, and make it an annual thing to, like you said, you're building that. Say, hey, Dad, remember when we was out there fly fishing and we didn't catch nothing? So we had to go to the house. Right.
So we went and bought a fish.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah.
That's dope, man. I'm glad that you came by.
Yeah, again, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for all of you for having this. Again, it's super humbling. People want to talk to you about stuff that you just think that you're supposed to do. And that, to me, it's just having fun. And everything's not fun and games, but, there's also a respect level where I'm like, dude, I'm not on the same level as you and your friends. So you're going to have to watch your tone, because I don't care what black belt you got. I got a black belt that I can pull off right now.
Yes.
But what's funny is, as a kid, I got whooped, like, for real, because I did knucklehead stuff, and I couldn't wait to whoop his. I was like, I can't wait to whoop your ass when you grow up, when you get old enough.
You can't do that.
And now I'm like, he's done nothing to warrant that butt whooping. So I'm like, man, now what? So what it's done is made me curve my thinking of, okay, everything doesn't warrant a whooping, so I have to make sure the punishment fits the crime. So again, there's no manual to this, so it's kind of like the manual of last, growing up, whooping. Everything, whooping. You sneeze, whooping.
Nice
We went through those days.
Man, picking the switches off the trees.
That's when you walk in the green mile.
Pick the bad one.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my God. You better bring the branch.
Yo, you had to get the ones like that bend back and hit you twice.
Yes.
Like the ones that wrapped around your leg and left that little mark.
Yes. Yes.
But I don't know anything about that if my mama listens.
I have a question. So, the materials that you use would be stuff that you can purchase at like a Lowe's, a Home Depot, a Hobby Lobby, a Michael's, a Michael's, Ace Hardware, a Advanced Auto, and O'Reilly's, and AutoZone. Y'all hear me? Do y'all hear me out there? Because those are the type of materials that you need, and there are probably parents who want to participate, or fathers that want to participate but may not necessarily have all the funds. So I just want to put a challenge out there to these large companies with disposable income. That to make sure that you take care of Cool Dads Rock, because they can always use some sponsors. Don't put that out there.
Because dads drive cars and all that other stuff that those sponsors would be putting out to us. So those are your people who you're really marketing to. It's not the kids, it's the parents that's going to come and buy your cars and buy these auto parts and buy, even if it's Gatorade, they're going to come buy the Gatorade for their kids. If Gatorade wants to be a sponsor, what'd you say? Holla at your boy.
We're going to do some great things in the year to come, because Cool Dads Rock is, I'm pledging to you right now to do something with you and help make this an even greater conversation for more people to have in the year to come.
Thank you, man.
So,
I appreciate it.
I just want to thank you, first of all, for joining us tonight and making us a little more conscious in this party of people and that party of people that are out there listening, because we have listeners all up and down the East Coast. I know my niece is out in California. She's listening. Hey, Tanya. And I was told I have a crowd of people in Jamaica listening. So, these are conversations that need to be had. And if we can, if we can by any chance change the perceptions of ourselves, not only from the outside looking in, but within our own communities, then we've accomplished our goal.
Absolutely.
So I just want to thank you for coming out tonight, for bringing AB with you, for sharing Cool Dads Rock, for letting us all know a little bit more about
what we can do if we put our minds to it.
Absolutely. We all in the same game.
Absolutely. So, Autumn, you want to say good night? Daphne, you want to say good night? Joy Leah, you want to get off social media?
You know, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I didn't realize how many people were watching us on social media.
Yeah.
You know, we had over 300 something people watching us. So to all my family and friends out there, because you know that's who y'all are, my families and friends, and y'all done told some other people to watch, thank you so much, and I apologize for not shouting you out. And make sure that you check me out, Miss Autumn Monroe, on my social media, and Autumn Monroe on Twitter, MISSAUTMNMONROE. I love y'all, and stay woke.
Fastest speller on the planet. This Fast World, we out. Love y'all. Be peace.
At Julia, peace out. Good night.
Sean C. Robinson on Twitter. So follow me. Follow For Conscious Party on Twitter as well. And until next week, promise me that you'll stay woke.
Stay woke. Thank y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to get, I don't know Facebook and the live thing, but I'm going to get it together. Love y'all.
I really could sing that. I was drunk that night. I'm telling you.
I do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Catch me at the next post. I said, I'm only drinking wine. I ain't got so much to go.
Whatever.